Hello everyone and welcome back to another EV Geek Studio review. As always, I'm Joel, he's Sebastian, and this is the 2023 Audi e-tron S Sportback, courtesy of Audi of Little Rock. So another review here as part of our used EV car series. So Sebastian, initial thoughts on this car?
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. You know, this was the e-tron the first Audi EV, or was it the e-tron GT that was first?
I do not know.
Don't remember. Anyway, one of their first ones, and this is an interesting vehicle. So this is the S version, which means it is a tri-motor, which should be fun. They're all all-wheel drive, 95 kilowatt hour battery pack.
However, only
212 miles of range.
Yes.
And that's only that high because we're on these 20-inch wheels, the base wheels. The higher wheels, the number drops down to like 185.
Yes.
Which is insane.
So Audi and Porsche,
they have come a long way.
Audi and Porsche were known for having very low range on their initial rollouts of their EVs.
Yeah, they have come a long way because, I mean, it was last week we drove the A6 and SQ6, which have 100 kilowatt hour battery packs and go over 100 miles more than this car will go.
Both those cars, both over 300, correct?
Both over 300, so yeah. Yes. And that's with only 5 extra kilowatt hours usable. Actually, I think those might have been 95 usable too. Anyway.
I think they were. Yep.
So yeah, it's interesting for sure. That said, e-trons have always had this, especially this kind of style e-tron has always had a bit of a soft spot for me because I think they look good. Their tanks are built like tanks. They charge pretty well. We'll talk more about that later. And yeah, so I'm excited.
All right, just like all of our other reviews, we'll do a quick tour of the outside, then the inside. Sebastian will go over infotainment and tech, then we'll take it on a test drive, head back to Audi of Little Rock, and give you our final thoughts, so stay tuned. All right, we are back. Sebastian, let's do a quick little tour of this Audi e-tron.
Yeah, so as mentioned, this is the 2023 Audi e-tron S Sportback. At some point, I don't remember, I thought it was 2023, but apparently I was wrong. They started calling these the Q8 e-tron. Okay. But this one was before that. You can tell if an e-tron is the S model and therefore tri-motor because you get the S badge, on the front and back. And you can tell it's the e-tron because it says e-tron.
I do like the grille on this.
Yeah, it's a bit of a more like traditional style, but it still kind of has the closed off electric vibe to it. It's interesting. Coming around, so these are the 20-inch wheels I previously mentioned. I believe these are the base wheels on the vehicle, and that's what gives it 212 miles of range, whereas the 21-inch wheels get it 185. Yikes.
We've driven worse.
We've driven worse, but it's still crazy. 95 kilowatt hour battery pack. But 95 kilowatt hour battery pack with the power charge port door, and it kind of opens like the Chevy Blazer, but you notice it was much faster and smoother. GM should get one of these and use it for you know, testing and comparison. CCS port on these. The saving grace on this car as far as range and charging goes. So it's only 150 kilowatt peak, but it basically holds. It's not a charging curve. It's a charging line, essentially. And it holds it well, I think even over 80%, which is good because this is a car that if you want to go long distances, you probably want to charge more than 80%.
Yeah, we did a little mock trip in the navigation there, and each charging stop was relatively not 20
It was
minutes.
planning relatively short stops. Now, it was frequent, but they were at least short.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll pop that closed. You can also see on the S, you get these yellow-orange brake calipers, which look pretty dang cool, in my opinion.
Oh, and the little orange around the badging as well.
But yeah, this again is the Sportback, so it has more of this coupe SUV shape to it and less of a typical SUV shape. You can, of course, get this in the not Sportback version if you want a more traditional-looking SUV.
You hop in the back real quick?
Yeah, sure. Hop in the back.
I'll hop in the back.
I'm actually going to turn the car on for you so you can look at the screen.
So if you notice, plenty of leg room back here. And I was driving over, so when I'm over 6 feet tall, it has the, as we call them, peasant blockers. So I can block out Sebastian if I want to a little bit. So the design of these is really cool too.
Yeah, those are awesome too if you just have kids or whatever and you're trying to help them stay cool.
Especially on long trips. So yes, as you can see, we have a rear screen back here. As you can see, we can control the air. It also comes with heated seats. If you look away at the bottom down there, we do have a 12-volt outlet and we have 2 USB-Cs.
How do you feel about this gray interior?
I really like this gray interior.
Yeah.
You usually don't get cars like with this kind of this darker
It's like
interior.
they're usually black or white. I usually prefer the whites over the white interior over the black interior, but I like this gray as kind of the middle ground.
Yep.
You know what else has a gray interior?
What?
2019 Chevy Bolt.
That's right. I see here we have the split sunroof as well. There was a shade with this, Sebastian?
Yes, there was a shade. It's open right now.
All right, so let's pop out and check out the rest of the car.
And that'll get the AC running for us.
Yes.
Look at that. Coming around back, you see you've got a decent little taillight signature here. You also have a light bar. Since the car's on, it won't do anything. Yep. But yeah, you got this light bar that goes across here. You do have a power lift gate. And honestly, you lose height because of the shape, obviously.
But you get a
decent
lot of
sized trunk.
Yeah.
And
something that we're not normally
something we don't usually see before we even get there.
Yeah.
You do have a 12-volt outlet here on the side, as well as these nets on both sides, which is actually kind of nice for just tossing
got some
stuff
tie
in.
downs too.
You've got metal tie downs, super nice, not cheap little flimsy plastics.
Yep.
Pop this open, you have a decent little sub-trunk space.
But also,
And a spare tire.
that's not what normally we see in EVs. So
We don't hardly ever see EVs outside of like the big trucks.
and this is one of
with a
those
spare
unique
tire.
spare tires, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the ones that like unfolds when you air it up, which is interesting. And you can come in and you see
Got the white gloves, of
you
course.
got some white gloves, and you got the EVSE included. Looks like it's got a 1450 was the standard one. It
there's
does have a pigtail.
Yep.
And the pigtail
Subwoofer.
is somewhere else. Yeah, you got your subwoofer. But yeah, neat stuff. Now I see the spare tire. I do not see an air compressor.
So is this the ones that blow up? Are these those special EV tires? That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, it's a temporary tire, so
Yeah, it's a
probably not.
Yeah.
You probably blow it up, it expands, and then you call it done.
If we got that completely wrong, y'all put it in the comments. So
I do appreciate you got your trunk closer, and you can also lock a vehicle from here, which is nice. Pop that close. It doesn't make a sound when the trunk closes.
Nope.
Was a little surprised by that. Not a big deal.
no BBs.
Just surprised.
Yep.
Come around the passenger side, not a whole lot to talk about. It's basically the same, except you also have a charge port on this side. You also have a charge port on this side.
What if because the car's on? No, it shouldn't be.
Let me go turn the car off.
Yeah.
One moment, please.
Uno momento.
Let's try again.
Yes. There we go.
Yeah, and you have a J1772 port
yeah.
on this side, opens the same way, so you can level 2 charge from either side of the vehicle, which is nice if, you know, because it gives you flexibility in how your garage is laid out. If you're a 2 EV garage, it doesn't matter what side of the garage you pull it on.
Yep, it does.
Super nice. One last thing to look at before we get here. I was shocked to find out this car has a front trunk.
It does. Actually bigger than the one in my car.
Let's see, can you do it?
There we go.
Look at you. It's actually not a bad little latch either.
Nope.
Anyway, but yeah, you've got a little, tiny little front trunk.
There's your
It's not huge, obviously,
110
but
adapter.
oh, hey, look, there's the air compressor.
There it is.
Nice, and the jack.
And jack, so come
Wow,
with
that
it.
is an interesting. Anyway, yeah, and here's for the included
The
EVSE,
dongle for the EVSE.
the dongle, which that's intense.
That's impressive.
Golly.
Yep.
But yeah, close that up, and then otherwise you can see you've got your electronic components here. It's making clicking and squeaking noises. You got your wiper fill. Not really anything else super interesting up here.
Nope.
But
Let's take a peek
cool that it
inside.
has one.
You ready to take a peek inside?
Yeah, actually,
Yes.
just
remind me that due to the complex computer systems on this vehicle, consult your Audi dealer before servicing. Failure to do so could void the factory warranty.
so just if you didn't know, good to know.
That's our,
Now let's get inside.
that's our PSA for the day, yes. All right, we have made it inside this 2023 Audi e-tron S Sportback. All right, Sebastian, let's look at the inside here and see what we're working with.
Yeah, so just first off, I really like the driving position of this. It feels nice. This is a pretty, it feels good in the hand. I actually really liked the Squircle design in the SQ6 that we drove recently, which is a newer car. But this is still a nice feeling wheel. You also get these paddles on the back that feel like they're actually metal.
And show me the regen paddles, correct?
Yes, they control the amount of regen. Anyway, wheel feels nice. I like also just the general cockpit layout in here.
Yep.
I love this big chunky spot to like rest your hand that has the shifter attached to it. You get an interesting 3-screen layout, which is neat. Bang & Olufsen sounded system. It's okay.
It's all right.
It could use some tuning when we played with it. We didn't play with it super long. You've got a big storage center console area here with cup holders that you can hide out the way, as well as a wireless phone charger. a 12-volt outlet that for some reason Audi does this on all of their 12 volts. I don't know why it's not just a flap.
Yep.
Anyway.
It's a faux cigarette lighter.
Faux cigarette lighter, as well as 2 USB-C ports. Yep. You can also see, because I've got the headlights on and we can actually enter over the shade, you've got ambient light strips that go down the center console here and across the dash and on the door. And we'll see those in the screen later. Yep. You can, of course, change the colors. And yeah, let's talk about the screens. These are interesting. So this is an older MMI software than what we see in the newer models.
It reminds me of the Cadillac kind of layout a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
To me, it just reminds me of like maybe like the ID4 when it first launched, stuff like that. Anyway, and it reminds me of like Porsches a little bit, because when you touch the screen, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, it like vibrates.
Like a haptic sound almost.
And it vibrates pretty intensely, but you can come up, so you have a home screen here, which right now we don't have a phone connected, as well as your map. You can swipe over and you get kind of your general media stuff. So this has wireless Apple CarPlay, as well as Bluetooth and all that. You can come in here, media as well, and you can change your sources from Bluetooth to USB, etc. You've got your phone menu, you got navigation. This car does do route planning, although it was a little, again, this is an older software, you can tell. Keyboard pops up on the bottom, but I'm not going to type. We're just going to go to Austin, Texas, because that's what's already here. Start.
The route is being calculated.
She's going to speak to us.
Then turn left.
And so you can see
now turn right, then turn left. Now turn right, then turn left. Now turn right, then turn left.
Oh, okay, so it does actually come up and tell you. It just takes it a second. Good, I didn't know it did that. I thought I was going to have to go in manually. So I'm going to hit OK.
And now, as you can see, it adds the charging stuff.
It actually did that way faster that time.
Yes.
Anyway, and so you can see they're frequent.
The longest is 22 minutes, yeah.
And you can see it's getting us there probably higher than I would want to, but you've got 15 minutes. And then you drive another 100 miles or so, it looks like.
It's also EA, so there's probably not a lot of EA between here and Austin either.
Right. So. Let's see, what settings do we have here for the route planner?
Now turn
right,
it
on or off.
Then turn left.
Okay. Oh, you can tell it you want to
now
prefer
turn
Electrify
right,
America.
Then turn left.
Please turn, yes.
Off.
There we go. Bye-bye. Stop talking to me, lady.
So yeah, not a lot of customization, it looks like, on the route planner itself. There's no, you can't like change your state of charge on arrival, things like that, but that's fine. What is presentation mode? Oh, for if you're demoing.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now. Anyway, yeah, and if you hit use, you'll see it throws it in. It shows you kind of where you're going. It also, if you notice that, it was like throwing up some, it's like, oh, if you want to, you could charge in 4 miles. Okay. It shows you kind of chargers along the way. Anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and cancel that. Come back home. You've got, again, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have your vehicle settings menu, which is a pretty deep menu. You will start in charging. So it's pretty basic on this one, where you can kind of come in here. You can see right now it's set to 100% state of charge, because honestly on one of these, you probably do that a lot because low range, and you can trick it down to 50%.
Yeah. And right now we're at what, 82?
We are at, what did it say?
No, not 82. What are we at?
Well, yes, 82%, and it's showing 174 miles.
Yep, all right.
You can swipe this over and you get your charge schedules. You can also come up here, and it does look like it has support for plug-in charge on supported networks. You can also choose whether or not you want it to unlock after charge is ending, and you can come in here and you can set up like specific charge settings for locations.
Yep, so if you're home, it will know when to start, when to stop, things like that.
And set like charge limits and things like that for different locations. This does sit on air suspension, as well as have multiple drive modes, which you can also control through here.
Now during the intro, we had it raised the whole way up, correct?
I think I had it lowered back down,
gotcha.
But yeah, so like if you go in off-road mode, you'll see it automatically starts raising the suspension, and it's actually pretty quick. I mean, it's not like a huge amount of movement, and you can, when you put it in like off-road mode, it starts turning off some of your safety features and whatever, because like you don't necessarily want traction control if you're actually off-road. But yeah, and you can see, so we're raising up, and if I click this, I should be able to choose and go to the highest setting as well. And then if it goes to lower, which if you go back down to like comfort, you'll see it'll automatically lower as well.
Yep.
It turns features back on, things like that. You can also just do auto. So when you're on the interstate, it'll automatically hunker down. You can do things like that. You also have a range mode here, which you can tell you it will add 20 miles of range by turning off air conditioning.
Yeah, we need that right now.
We need that right now. And if you hit the info, it gives you a little more. It also will maximize your, it'll set a speed limit, which you can only bypass by putting foot all the way to the floor, and you can feel it has, like you can feel you hit the bottom, and then there's like that kick down.
Yeah.
And that kick down is how you override the speed limit in range mode. Come in here tonight. I didn't put that in range mode, did I? Want to make sure we're fair to the car. It's an auto. Good.
Yep.
You also have a custom drive mode if you want, where you can set up like how you want it to drive, what suspension you want, and how you want steering to feel. I'm actually going to do that. That sounds fun. Come in here, you got vehicle data. So again, this is your range monitor. You've got an efficiency assist. So do you want it to show on the screen, kind of give you guidance, as well as do you want it to do regen? No one pedal driving.
No. Which was normal on the...
Which is normal on older Volkswagen products, but still bummer.
Yep.
You got your seat menu. So this is really, I don't know why this is a whole menu. It's just for doing the easy exit. I do appreciate the seating position, like I mentioned at the beginning, is really good. You also have thigh extension, which is super nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty far back, and I'm stretched the whole way out, so yeah.
You can hit air conditioning, which pulls up a climate menu, which you also have on the screen at the bottom all the time. Anyway. That is where they hide, actually, I'm going to complain for a second. That is where they hide the heated steering wheel button.
Oh, okay. So it's not a one tap down here. Gotcha.
So it's like 4 menus deep here.
Gotcha.
Which is a little questionable, but you can map it to other parts of the screen. And you can set up, it looks like, settings to have the AC kick on at certain times. So like if you know you leave the house every morning at 7 a.m., you can have it set to turn on at 6:45, start running the AC so it's nice and cool or warm when you get in, which is nice. You can also set, it looks like you can set the foot area as well, individual temperatures. Look at that.
That's not something we've seen on many cars.
You have lighting settings, not anything super interesting. You have some parking aid stuff, so it does have the sensors around all sides. You can do front and rear. Anyway, and have those automatically come on. You can come over here, you got your driver's assistance menu. So this is currently set to maximum, which includes traffic light information. You've got adaptive cruise in this, which includes lane guidance. It'll remember your last distance, how you want it to drive. And you got some like predictive control things. So like you can have it automatically adjust to speed limit. Do you want it to adjust around curves? I'm actually going to tell it to
do that slowly. Medium?
Medium, sure. There we go. You can set your distance warning, how close you want to get. I don't want to be 1 second away from people's bumpers. I am not a typical Audi driver.
You bumped it to 2.
So I bumped it to 2. You have your lane departure. So Audi Presense is kind of what they call their all their just warning stuff and how it'll swerve. It'll allegedly swerve for you, things like that. And you have your blind spot monitor, and you can adjust the brightness of it, which I feel like that's something you would just want bright all the time.
Yep.
So, I mean, pretty basic. This is, again, this was a model that I think they introduced in like 2019.
Yeah, it was one of the first models. Yeah.
Anyway, and then you've got some just like general vehicle setting stuff. So you can turn on the hold. You have some integrated tow module stuff if you live somewhere that uses that. You've got settings for air suspension. So if you're towing with a trailer or if you're changing wheels.
This did come with the tow hitch on, I believe.
Yes.
Thing, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, pretty basic stuff in there. And then you have some favorites. So you can set up vehicle favorites, although there are currently no entries. So maybe not. Settings. You can come over here. You can set up multiple user profiles if you're the owner, which is nice. So you can have your stuff. Your wife can have your stuff. Whatever. Your partner, your spouse,
significant other, partner, yeah, whatever you want to call them.
You've got vehicle messages. You can do themes if you want to spend money to make.
Yeah,
the radio
we had
look
the
different.
option of buying themes in the newer Audis that we drove.
So if you wanted to look like a pool party, cool.
You could buy the pool party theme.
I'm just curious. I'm just clicking on it because I want to see if it says the price. No.
Check out. It's only limited until 3/8/25.
No, yeah. It's not going to tell me how much it is. Darn. I was just curious. Anyway.
That's typical in all Audis that we have driven.
Yeah.
To.
And you have, again, just purchases. So you can click here and see all the things you bought. As well as legal notes. That's important.
No way to download apps, I see.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It's important that you have your legal notes.
Yes.
Anyway, pretty basic software here, and then you have your climate screen down here, which is pretty simple too. It also vibrates when you click it and adjusts temperature, and you can see it pops up here as well. You've got your full auto. You can hit this to bring up. Okay, so you, I guess, do have a 2-button option for
heated steering wheel.
Yep. And I did want to show off in here. Settings. There we go. So you have more settings in addition to the settings we saw before. So if I come here, display and brightness, you can come up here, you set your cockpit, heads up, MMI, which I'm assuming that looks like the heads-up display is pretty basic.
It is.
Okay. General.
From what I saw, was just speed.
I'm trying to remember where it was. One sec.
Which one are you looking for?
The lights.
Display. Not that wasn't on display and brightness, was it?
I didn't see it. Settings. I saw it earlier because I messed with it. General. Display and brightness. Heads up. Virtual cockpit. Ooh, e-tron Sport. I didn't see this earlier. Interesting. Oh. Ooh. Nice. Back.
Just more customization for you.
It's like, I know it's in here. I just don't remember what it was, because you can change the color to some like preset options. But I'm not seeing where it would even be.
There's no search? Nope.
No. I'm probably going to cut this out of the video too, because this is not interesting. But now it's just bothering me. It's just...
Audi?
I mean,
light and visibility?
Look
there
at
it
you.
is.
Okay. Now that we finally found it.
Yes.
You've got red. You've got blue. Ooh, I actually like the blue.
Maritime, yep.
You've got Caribbean, which is like a teal. You've got it where it can be based on drive mode. With contour.
I see nothing for contour.
I see nothing for contour. Vision.
I see nothing for...
it's like an orangey.
Yeah. Yep. Solar.
Impulse. Individual. Ooh, individual, you get like zones. So you can go... It's got lighting, it says into footwell. You can choose the brightness and colors. So you can see, oh, it looks like it actually maybe illuminates down in the door pockets, which it's not bright enough to see, which is kind of cool. And then you can change the color of the lines. And you've got, looks like 30 options.
It's a lot of options.
Let's go green.
Oh, Emerald City Green.
Oh, you can actually see there's a little bit up here too.
Yep.
Anyway, okay. That's enough infotainment stuff. If we talk about cockpit a little bit, so you can see right now we're on a wider display, and you can click through and you can choose your audio, phone, as well as you can do a full screen map, which is nice. And then you can hit here and you can switch between what you want in the center. Let me get back off of the map. Let's go back here. So like you can switch between consumption, short-term trips, long-term trips, your driver's assistance, things like that. And then there's a view button here, which then switches you to the e-tron display, which kind of just, it's essentially the same thing, just moved around a little bit. You can do a small map. You see you've got your consumption here on the right, and you switch through the same stuff. It's not super configurable. I actually kind of do like, though, the full screen map display.
I like this full screen map, yeah.
Again, you've got paddles here on the steering wheel. You've got this little shortcut button, which is nice and actually a good time we can show off. Right now I have it set to pull up the cameras where it's actually looking down at the front wheels, which is good for parking. You can then click through here and switch to like a 3D view, and then you can actually swipe around.
It's a really good 3D view.
See around the car. You can zoom, things like that. You can turn on or off cameras. You can have it automatically operate. Cool. And again, you've got your things. It also automatically lowers the music when you pull up the camera view. But yeah, super cool. You've got your driver's assistance stalk. We'll see how hard it is to activate. You've got your fog light controls here, and it shows up a little status here. You also have just general light controls. Windows switches I do like. You have individual rear child door locks, which is nice.
So if you want to keep one in but not the other one?
Yeah, you also have these window switches, which feel pretty premium. You've got your power mirrors. They do fold. They are heated. And really not a whole lot else on the inside. I think it's time we go for a drive. Oh, I lied. One more thing. You also have this, again, glass roof, so you have a shade. Hit that switch, you can pull it back. And the roof does open as well. It's not a full opening, but it does open.
It does open.
And it looks like, I mean, it's a used car, so I can't be 100% certain. It's got some decent tint to it.
It does. Unfortunately, living in the South like this,
yeah,
there's not many times or near you can enjoy riding around with your sunroof open.
Yep. All right, now we're done.
now we're done. We're going to go ahead and get our camera set up and get on the road, and so you can get a glimpse of the driving review. Stay tuned. All right, we have gotten away from the traffic here in Little Rock. So, Sebastian, you're behind your wheel. What do you think about the driving so far?
So, this thing has plenty of power. It feels real nice to drive. It does have one pedal, kind of. I lied at the beginning. So, these paddles do adjust your regen level, and if you bump them to the minus pedal and you get your foot off the accelerator, it will start to do one pedal kind of regen. However, it disables as soon as you touch the accelerator again. So you have to basically tell it you want to regen, or you want to one pedal, quote unquote, every time you try to come to a stop. It'll also just use regen. Obviously, when you use the brake pedal, it will blend regen and friction braking.
So you do have some regen going on, even though it's not a fixed,
it's not real one pedal. Because ultimately, I wouldn't want to have to touch the minus pedal every time I'm trying to come to a stop, right?
Yep. Seating position is really good.
Seating position is awesome.
Yes. Like I really even don't. From where I'm sitting down, I'm sitting the whole way back because of filming, but I don't really see the hood.
Also,
it's a good view.
You know, we're doing 67 right now. It's quiet.
It is quiet.
It's real quiet. Some pretty aggressive lane steer right there.
Is it trying to keep you in the lane assist?
Loosely.
Yep.
Let me see. Setup. It's funny because it's not doing true one pedal. I'm not hitting the accelerator. We don't have adaptive cruise set, and we are basically keeping speed. So I'm going to hit set, predictive control active. Oh, okay, and we're doing some auto centering. It's showing it's locked in on the car in front of us.
I'm sure it's a torque wheel.
It's capacitive.
Really?
Let me confirm that one more time. I'm going to wait for it to start complaining. It complains at the top of the screen. You see yellow?
Yep.
Capacitive.
There you go.
It had to put some firm pressure, but I didn't move it.
It's a firm capacitive.
That said, so we are lane centering. It's not just ping-ponging or anything. It's not doing a bad job.
It's doing the speed limit.
It's doing the speed limit.
There's a Mustang.
I'm going to tap my turn signal. No auto turn signal or auto lane change. It did disable for a second. Let me get over and see, does it automatically re-engage? Boom, auto re-engage.
It shows you the cars down there in the bottom. And
it shows you that it's got a vehicle locked in on the front. I'm curious if I come back over here.
Which is a Mach-E.
If I come back over here. Okay, and it also just shows you big. You can change here. It looks like you can change your distance.
The car feels bigger than what it is. It feels bigger than what it is.
I mean, this is nice. I like driving this on the highway. And, well, there's cars moving around in front of us now.
I mean, you talked about the range, but it has a decent charge curve, so road tripping this is not all that difficult.
It wouldn't be difficult. I don't think it would be necessarily fun to stop that frequently.
Yeah.
But if you're going
short 5, 6, 7 hours, I don't know if I would take this 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can 100% do it. I mean, and it's not bad at all.
I mean, you drove your Bolt 8 hours.
God,
so.
yes.
We have a whole video on that if y'all want to check that out.
Yeah, and I mean, let me get over here on the left. The real fun part is, so we're doing 65, and it's got good power.
It does have good power, yep.
So again, the S model is tri-motor.
Yep.
And yeah, out here, man, it's quiet.
It is.
Ooh, I don't trust them to not just go ahead and get over. Or if they just have their blinker on.
They just ride with their blinker on, yep.
But yeah, this is good.
It is. It's really nice.
I understand. I've always heard these things are built like bank vaults and feel nice.
It feels like
everything. Everything you touch, you'd think like this big airplane whatever shifter would probably move.
Yep.
It's in there good.
Yeah.
Like I can push up on this. There's no creaks. There's no rattles.
Nothing feels cheap.
No, everything in here feels excellent.
Yep. And it does have this cockpit feel. We've been in cars that had that cockpit feel before that kind of make you feel crammed. This does not make you feel crammed.
Yeah, so like you mentioned earlier, like Polestar.
The Polestar, yes.
Which you drove the Polestar 3. Or was that a 3? Yes.
Yes.
You drove a Polestar 3. I didn't. I have driven Polestar 2 though, and both those have that cockpit feeling, but they kind of, from what I remember you saying on the 3 when you drove it, it kind of squeezes you in a little bit.
Yep.
You feel like you're you feel like you're kind of in a race car type situation, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yep.
But it just kind of helps feel cramped. This feels like a cockpit.
Yeah.
The seating position is awesome.
Yep.
But like you feel like you're in a cockpit, but you still have plenty of room.
There is. Because what giving those Polestars, it kind of not only does it feel tight there, but it kind of feels tight up here, and where you rest your, it's a Volvo design, where you rest your arms is kind of weird. It's not very natural, but this feels good.
Yeah, this is really, like, I like this, and the driver assistance is legitimately decent.
Yep.
You know, it's not super advanced like some of the newer systems would be, where they do, you know, auto lane changes and things like that. But just the fact that it was doing a good job lane keeping, and the fact that it was doing a good job like setting cruise control is honestly enough. Now again, no one pedal, so I have been off cruise control at that point for a while, and we were still rocking 60, 65.
Yep. And think about this, pricing's not that bad too. This is the 2023, has 28,000 miles. I think they have listed for what, 42?
Something like that.
42 or $43,000. So a very luxurious EV.
And if you're okay getting one a few years older with a little bit more mileage, you can get these pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Like under 30.
Yep.
And this is a decent built car for that price range. You know, range isn't great.
Yep.
If that matters to you, then maybe this isn't a car for you. But like, if you're buying just a nice car that you know that you're mainly commuting in, which is what most people are doing anyway, you maybe take a handful of trips a year where you get to DC fast charge, maybe more frequently, but they'll be consistent. They'll be flat charge curves. You know exactly how long you need to stop for type situation. This would be fine. This is great.
Yep.
I really enjoyed driving it.
It's been fun to drive, and the little time I drove it too was awesome too. All right, so we are going to head back to Audi of Little Rock. We're going to wrap things up back there, so see y'all in a bit. All right, we have made it back to Audi of Little Rock. I want to give a shout out to Jeremy, Ryan, and the team over here that has took care of us today. The car was ready when we got here. It's awesome, nice and clean for us. All right, final thoughts. So I'll start off. I was actually pleasantly surprised with this car. I was thinking, since it was kind of like maybe the first gen, I'm guessing, that there was going to be things I didn't like about it. I thought the range would bother me. But knowing that, you know, it has a really good charge curve, it's not a big deal. And it's not bad range. It's just not what we expect, you know, for cars that are coming out now in 2025 and 2026 to have. But first thing I noticed when getting in is the ride quality is fantastic. I mean, it's quiet. You just feel like you're in a bigger car than what you're actually in, which is really cool. I mean, it's made of quality parts. I don't see any cheap plastic or anything in here. It's built solid. Sebastian, what about you?
Yeah, so I mean, I can agree with everything you just said. You know, the new stuff is great. The A6, the Q6, you know, the stuff built on PPE, Macan, things like that. PPE is an excellent platform. That said, for this to be kind of their first go at it, this wasn't a bad place to start.
No, it wasn't.
You know, really, the main hits on this is it's not efficient and therefore has short range, but it charges well.
It does.
It's comfortable. I wish it had ventilated seats. It's a little bit of a weird omission.
Any of the ones we drove last week have ventilated seats? Yeah, they're all just heated.
There's a little bit of a weird omission. I don't know if that's an Audi thing or if that's just a trim level packaging thing, although I believe this had the Prestige package. And anyway, just a little thing. I do kind of wish it had that. That said, like, the infotainment system's fine. I would just use CarPlay with it and call it done. And it supports it wireless. And you have a wireless charger.
You are a big CarPlay fan, though.
I mean, but like, it's comfortable. It has good power. The driver's assistance was pretty decent, especially considering, you know, I imagine this is probably the same system it had back in, what, 2019 when they launched the car? And for 2019, it's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed spending time on this. It charges well. It drives well. It's a good value if you don't need 300 miles of range
for $40,000 luxury EV. It's a good value with only 28,000 miles on it. So
yeah, and you can find them cheaper.
Yep. All right, that is a wrap. We want to thank you all for watching this review here on the EV Geek Studios. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification icon before you head out today. And we will see you again on another EV Geek Studios review. So long, everyone.